Hey everybody, I'm Asian Funk. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to be continuing my All My Slabs video. This is part 5. And we are going to start it off with a bang. This is my highest graded CGC slab. As you can tell, this is a grade 10 gem mint. I saw this on eBay one day and was like, there's no way I'll be able to afford this. And then when I looked at the price, it actually wasn't that bad. This is a yellow label. This is Daredevil, Father Number 1 from 2004. This is a cover by Joe Quesada, who I think is the current editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics. He started out as an artist. This is a pretty sweet sketch cover of a Wizard World limited edition variant from Philadelphia. You can see a signature right there. I kind of wish he had signed it right here in this gap, you know. And it's unfortunate that he signed it in silver ink because this whole cover is basically gray. You can't really tell. But yeah, there's not a lot of grade 10 gem mint slabbed books out there. Covers that I would even be remotely interested in. I mean, a majority of those are like Batman Damned covers, or they're just like thousands of dollars. And this was not. I think this might have been, a couple of hundred actually. But I didn't even pay for that because I had a lot of eBay bucks. But yeah, this is the only grade 10 book I have, and this is the highest graded book I have. And I wanted to buy, I actually just bought this because I wanted to own one grade 10 book. And my one criteria for it, besides the fact that, you know, it had to be affordable, was it had to be a Marvel book. I'm not the biggest Daredevil fan, and I'm not even the biggest Joe Quesada fan. But this cover was good enough for me to pull the trigger on, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's in the older slab, which is the thinner one. You can tell because of the exposed label at the top. And these plastics are definitely lighter. The clarity on these slabs aren't as good. They're kind of murky. But one thing they don't have are Newton rings, otherwise known as oil spots or rainbow jizz. But yeah, anyway, this is pretty sweet. Glad to have it. All right, next up we have the second highest graded book in my collection. This is Avengers JLA number 2, a wraparound cover by George Perez. This is a 9.9 mint graded book. Again, I didn't really care too much about the cover, but I did want something that was interesting to look at and somewhat within, you know, it had to be Marvel or DC, that's for sure. And this is actually one of 2 9.9s that I have. I think you might have seen the other 9.9, which was, I think, where Superman was holding Thor's hammer. So that was pretty cool. But this one was, I actually was bidding between this and that one, and I ended up winning both by accident. Because I wasn't sure which one I was actually going to win. And so I ended up winning both, which was cool with me. Not complaining. The thing I like about this cover is that, you know, I always enjoy huge battle scenes, and this is between Marvel and DC, or sorry, Avengers and Justice League. I really enjoyed Plastic Man being blasted by a wasp. It's very cool. I thought about giving this away in my 1K giveaway, but then I was like, don't be stupid. You would regret that, and I'm glad I kept it. Yeah, really cool. I don't have too many George Perez covers, actually. But yeah. Again, this is in one of the older CGC slabs. This was slabbed in 2003. Man, this thing's almost 10 years old. Oh, no, wait. This thing's almost 20 years old. Yeah, wow. 17. This is a 17-year-old slab. That's pretty old. And this is one of the thicker ones, too. Just so you can compare. The thickness here is very different. 9.9. All right, so this is my Terminator 2 Judgment Day trade paperback. This is a 9.6 white pages. You could probably tell that this is signed by none other than the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. When I heard that he was going to make an appearance at the Silicon Valley Comic-Con last year, I knew this was probably going to be my one and only chance to get a signature. I couldn't make it to the convention, but I had Tori over from Twin Cities facilitate, and highly recommended, by the way. And I debated about what book I wanted him to sign, where I wanted him to sign it on. And it took me a while to not only find the perfect book for him to sign, but figuring out where on this cover for him to sign was even a bigger challenge. I had seen his signature before on eBay, and it is really long, as it should. And I was like, okay, well, I love this cover. Where the heck am I gonna have him sign it? You know, the back side would have been a good spot. Right here would have been perfect, but why are you gonna have his signature on the back? You know, you gotta have it on the front. And yeah, I think the signature placement was perfect. I love the way it came out. I didn't care about the grade, but what I do care about and what I'm really annoyed about are these Newton rings here. These splotches of oil, these oil spots, as they say. There's some right there too. It's pretty bad. It's pretty annoying, and it sucks because this cover is jet black. You know, the background is like dark, so it really emphasizes the Newton rings even more. And and it's also right by the signature too, which kind of bothers me. Yeah. But anyway, man, I love this. This is one of my prized slabs for sure. Probably never gonna sell this. And it's just like such a cool cover, you know. I don't have, like I said, I don't really have too many celebrity signatures. I mean, I would love to get like a signature from Jackie Chan or, you know, Mark Hamill or something at some point. Or even Sylvester Stallone. I know he's made the rounds, but I think I would have only pulled the trigger for Arnold. So anyway, yep, it's a keeper. All right, so next up it is Amazing Spider-Man number 3, the first appearance of Dr. Octopus. I know we went from basically my highest graded slabs and my most expensive slab to probably one of the lowest graded slabs in my collection. But man, this book is, it has been on my want list for the longest time. And really the only thing that's problematic with this is that it's missing page 12. It doesn't affect story, and there's some interior, there's some tape on the interior cover. It's incomplete, off-white, not the worst cover condition. But yeah, I mean, this book is it's just too much. It's just too expensive. And this is probably the only conditioned. This is probably the only condition of this book I'd be able to afford. I knew I really wanted it. I knew I really wanted to own it. You know, I've traded away and I've sold other first appearances of Spider-Man villains, but this is the one I'm going to keep. It's just too hard to find and too hard to get, you know, and almost impossible to afford for me. And 0.5s are right up my alley, and I'm okay with the defects of this book. You know, the cover is not great, but it's pretty solid, you know. I think the colors are bright where it matters. You can read all the text bubbles. There's no huge pieces missing. There's nothing terribly wrong with it. Yeah, it's a good low-grade cover. And yeah, I love it. Treasuring this forever. All right, next up is Wolverine Special number 102.5. Sounds like a radio station, but it is not. I think this is a variant, but what makes this pretty sweet is that the cover is painted by Boris Vallejo. He is a pretty famous 90s painter, and you might know his wife as well, Julie Bell, and combined they are the probably most prolific Marvel artist couple ever. And yeah, this book for some reason is just really hard to find. Slabbed, this is a 9.0 with white pages, and I was able to get this oh yeah, man, I was able to get this for a pretty good price. Good luck finding this. It's there's probably only one on eBay, and I think it's raw, and it's probably like $300, which is bogus. Yeah, so the Newton rings on this are pretty bad. I remember the seller just wanting to get rid of it, so I must have caught him at just the right time, and he gave me a good price on it, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. But anyway, yeah, part of the reason why I love this is I just love his art style. Wolverine is a plus, and like I said, his wife is Julie Bell, who is also another famous Marvel painter, and her pinup work is on the back, promoting some Marvel cards that they worked on together. And yeah, I would love to have this signed by Boris and Julie someday. Boris on the front and Julie on the back. Yeah, that would be the dream. Unfortunately, I don't think they're doing any more convention appearances. Hopefully they'll do a private signing at some point. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Wolverine covers of some of my favorite artists. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I'm not the biggest fan of Wolverine's bone claws. You know, it's just not, I'm not into that. It's just kind of weird. But the way that this is rendered, I will accept. I will let this one go. Next up is Action Comics number 33. This is probably my favorite Action Comics cover of all time. To me, it's kind of like an homage to Action Comics number 1 with Superman lifting a car. But yeah, just really love the colors on this. Speaking of car sounds, I guess this would be like a armored truck. This is a cover by, doesn't say. What's the cover by? It doesn't say. It's got, this is a 4.5. I think I got this from Bunky Brothers, so thank you, Bunky Brothers. Thank you, Bunky. Thank you, Bunky. Got this from Bunky Brothers, so shout out to the Brothers Bunk. Yeah, there's an extra staple. It doesn't bother me at all. I guess back then they only had 2 staples. There's, I guess, one in the middle. And yeah, I'm actually surprised this isn't a higher grade, or a lower grade actually. This doesn't look that great. There's a lot of foxing. I mean, it's definitely a tan cover for sure. The colors aren't the brightest, but yeah, who the heck did the cover? Does not say. I think it's from 1941. This actually might be one of my oldest comics in my collection. I know I have a couple from like the 30s. I think that those might be Shadow comics. But yeah, this is definitely one of the older ones that I have. I saw this, I knew I wanted it, and I got it, so boom. All right, next up is probably the most signed comic I have. This is X-Men Adventures #1, signed by, this is X-Men Adventures #1. This is a cover based off of the X-Men animated series from the 90s. This signed by Tony Daniel, Cal Dodd, Larry Houston, Eric Lewald, Julia Lewald, and Lenore Zahn. I think Tony Daniel was the voice of Gambit. Cal Dodd was Wolverine. Larry Houston, I think he was the director. Eric Lewald, Julia Lewald, the showrunners, and then you got Lenore Zahn, who's the voice of Rogue. Oh yeah, sorry, these were voice actors. Voice actors, director, showrunners, and then voice actress. Yeah, I can't believe this was only signed last year. Anyway, I think they were all at the New Mexico comic convention of some sort, and I was like, oh man, I would love to get them to sign something. This cover obviously popped in my head. It's kind of bit like, in retrospect, I kind of wish I would have picked something less busy, but I just don't know what other comic cover I would have them sign. You can see, so this is Cal Dodd right here. It's Gambit's card. That's pretty cool. They should have said this was sketched by Tony Daniel. Come on, that's a sketch. And then you've got Lenore Zahn over here, right? Is that Lenore? No, that's Lewald. Oh, that's wait, no, Julia Lewald, Eric Lewald, yeah, Eric Lewald, Julia Lewald. There's Lenore Zahn. She wrote Rogue. Man, she's so sweet. This is awesome. This is Cal Dodd Wolverine. He actually drew like little claws right here, man. And then you got Larry Houston, the director. I feel like they knew what they were doing when they signed this cover. I think they were very strategic and they were very smart about placement, and I appreciate that so much. Man, yeah, this is one of my favorite prized comics. I didn't really care about the 9/6 grade. You know, I was really just more for having their signatures and just kind of having a piece of the X-Men animated series history. So yeah, love this. Oh, Genesis, sick. I think what I really love about this cover too is that it's based off of, I think, the VHS cover art. I wish I really had that to show. I might throw that over here, but yeah, it's like the artist Steve Little did an homage to that VHS cover, which is amazing. And so yeah, I actually kind of wish there was a variant of this using that exact art from the VHS cover. That would have been pretty awesome. I'm waiting for somebody, you know, whether it be like David Nakayama or someone to do another homage. Like, I am waiting for someone like, you know, David Nakayama or anybody right now to do like an homage to this cover, or to that cover. I'm surprised more people haven't done that yet, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to do it soon, and it's going to be awesome, and I'm probably going to get it too. So, all right, next up is Black Panther #1. This is the Oakland Cape and Cowl variant. This is signed by artist Jamal Campbell. Right here. Good placement. I can't remember if I chose that spot or if he did, but you know, really love the Welcome to Oakland sign with the tree, and then obviously this is the Oakland port, the cranes here, awesome. And then shout out to Cape and Cowl, which is my LCS. But yeah, this is just a really cool thing to have. Love supporting my local comic shops, and you know, just a really cool. I think this was one of their first exclusive covers for the shop, and I was just so excited for them when this movie came out, and you know, they were able to get this, and it's a really awesome cover. They actually did they did a parody of this cover with Deadpool on it. I think Ron Lim did that. And so, yeah, just they're really killing it with the exclusive covers. So, yeah, just really love this. Excited to have it. But yeah, and also this guy's really hard to find. You know, he's from Canada, so he's not here very often. But yeah, just really excited to finally get it signed by him. That was tough, I tell you. But yep. All right, next up is a pretty sweet sketch cover. This is Amazing Spider-Man #25, a blank variant, partial blank variant. This is a sketch by Alexis Zirit. He's done a lot of awesome music posters and Big Trouble in Little China cover variants. His art is really awesome. And when I asked if he was doing commissions and he said yes, I was like, oh man, would love to see you do a Spider-Man one, and he killed it. I kind of just gave him the direction of, like, you know, just have Spider-Man doing an action pose. Didn't really give him too much after that, and he basically blew my mind with this. This is the Japanese Spider-Man. I really like that he included the Japanese characters here, and he gave me 2 Spider-Man sketches. That's, you know, even better. I really love it. So excited. And this is actually based off of the Japanese poster for the Spider-Man TV show over there. And what's really cool is that he didn't just give me 2 Spider-Man sketches. He gave me 3. And this is the Italian Spider-Man. And this is also based off of a movie poster over in Italy. And yeah, it's just so cool. Basically, Italian Spider-Man's like this fat mustache, hairy, gun-toting Spider-Man. And yeah, it's just so great. I was really surprised by that. I did not expect it. I was just like, I should look at the back, and found another sketch on there. So yeah, shout out to Alexa Zirit. If you are looking for some pretty awesome, you know, music poster-esque style commission drawings, hit him up on Instagram. Hit him up on Twitter, or both, I think. But yeah, I can't believe this came out at a 9.8. I'm really surprised, but yeah, awesome. All right, next up is another sketch cover. This is X-Men 92, #1, sketch cover by Dan Wiesenmeyer. Wiesenmeyer? Man, I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. Just call him Dan Wiesenmeyer. Wiesenmeyer? Jeez. Anyway, this is a awesome Morph sketch by Dan Wiesenmeyer. He was one of the storyboard artists for X-Men the Animated Series, the show. He does a lot of Lego illustrations now, but when I heard he had an open commission, I asked if he would do the 90s version of Morph. So I remember that all I said was I would like a picture of Morph with one arm changing into Gambit's hand and then the other arm changing to Wolverine. And the rest was basically up to Dan, and he nailed this. I could not believe how cool this turned out. I really love the, sort of the the animated energy shining coming from the claws, to the mid shifting of his leather jacket, or turning into Gambit's trench coat. Just really cool transitioning here. This is actually my favorite part right here. And then just like little details like how he has Gambit's purplish eyes, and then he's got like Gambit's sort of like neck guard right there, and then just his other arm changing to Wolverine. Just really cool, really great execution. But yeah, I love this sketch, so definitely keeping this. All right, next up is a pretty cool book. This is the Spider-Man official movie adaptation #1. This is the Walmart exclusive comic variant. This is signed by what makes this even cooler, besides the fact that this is based off the Spider-Man movie poster, is that it is signed by Sam Raimi, the director of the 2003 Spider-Man? 2001 Spider-Man? 2003, okay. Yeah, this, who is, just so you know, Sam Raimi is the current director for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So I am very fortunate to have gotten this signed before he was even announced as the director for that movie. This was signed last year in October. I think this was some kind of like Monster Fest convention, like a horror movie convention. And he was one of the guest directors there. I think like Bruce Campbell was there and a bunch of other people. But I knew I wanted Sam Raimi to sign this. I mean, I'm never going to get Tobey Maguire to sign this, or Stan Lee for that matter, R.I.P. But I will take Sam Raimi. This is actually the first signature from a director. The first signature from a director I ever owned. I do have another book signed by the Russo brothers, but this one's super special just because Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters, and this is one of my favorite Spider-Man movie versions of all time. So 8.5, don't really care about the grade on this. I was really just trying to get it for the signature. And this book is just, I can't believe this is like $2-3. You can get this on eBay right now for $2 or $3. Just a really cool variant, and just them taking the movie poster and making it a combo cover is pretty awesome. The challenging thing about this was trying to figure out where I wanted Sam to sign. There's really not too many spots just because I didn't really know what Sam Raimi's signature looked like. I had done some research and just could not figure out how big it was going to be, and it's huge. It is a big signature. And it's kind of all over the place. It's not really contained in one spot. It's taking up like 2/3 of the width of this comic. So I think it's probably in one of the best spots it could have been. Definitely wasn't going to be up here, and I didn't want to cover up Spider-Man's face. I guess he could have signed it here. But I think down here was probably the best spot. And yeah, there it is. Next up is Spider-Man 2, the movie #1. Hey, if you're gonna get the first Spider-Man book signed by Sam Raimi, you gotta get Spider-Man 2 signed. And again, they literally just took the movie poster for Spider-Man 2 and slapped it on a comic. I am totally okay with that. And here you have a nice, clean, clear, unobstructed signature from Sam Raimi. A very nervous, scribbly signature here. Raimi. San Raimi. Yeah, I didn't even know this existed, and you know, eBay's very good at recommending comics to you after you've looked at a bunch. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this. I actually didn't even think to get this signed, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And yeah, it's amazing. This is just so cool. Yeah, not too many Sam Raimi signatures out there, especially on a Spider-Man book. A lot of his signatures are on Army of Darkness, a lot of Evil Dead, comic adaptions with Bruce Campbell. So I'm very excited to have some of the very few Sam Raimi slabbed books with some of the Spider-Man slabbed comics with his signature on it. So very excited to own this as well. Next up is Big Trouble in Little China, Old Man Jack #9. This is one of my favorite low pan covers from Boom Studios. And at the very same convention that I got Sam Raimi's signature, James Hong, the actor who played Lo Pan from this movie, was also making an appearance, and I was like, I'm gonna have him sign this cover because it's perfect. It's the perfect cover to have a signature, and it's amazing. There it is, James Hong, Lo Pan. This actor's been in a bunch of other movies, but this is the one that I know him from. And yeah, I really wanted John Carpenter, the director of this movie, to sign this too, but I don't think he was there. He was supposed to appear somewhere else, but the whole pandemic happened and that didn't work out. So yeah. Oh, this is written by John Carpenter also. That's pretty cool. Who's the artist? Raza. Yeah. I know Spidey fan is a Raza fan, so he'll appreciate this. But yeah, just really awesome villain cover. Love it. It's a classic Big Trouble Little China image. Yeah, love it. Gonna never give this away or sell it. And here's another Big Trouble in Little China comic from Boom Studios. This is an Alexis Zirit cover. He's the one who did that Spider-Man sketch for me that I showed earlier. But I just, so this is really more of, this cover gives you a better idea of his art style. Just a really cool, rock and roll, crazy detail and color type of style. Really love these guys here. It's signed by Alexis right there. Too bad the marker kind of splotted a little bit. But yeah, this is one of my favorite covers of his. Just colors everywhere, edge to edge, no open spot. I love it. All right, next up is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1. This is the corner box Joe Jusko variant. Signed by Mr. Joe Jusko after Larry Lieber. There's actually two versions of this. Oh yeah, here we go. So one variant has the full body of Spider-Man. This one is more of a close-up and sort of a black and white variant, which is cool. This is not what you think, guys. Get your heads out of the gutter. This is part of the art. This is intentional. It's meant to look like splotches of paint. Okay. This came back at a 9.8. I can't believe it. Even though the back has these weird, ugly Newton rings. But yeah, it's really cool. You don't see this variant very often. But I am a huge fan of Joe Jusko, as you know, and just really loved this version, this close-up of Spider-Man. All right, next up is Danger Girl number 3. This is an Adam Hughes variant cover. This is actually one of the first books I ever sent to get signed by Adam Hughes. He was signing at Torpedo Comics with J. Scott Campbell, and I was like, I wonder if they've done a cover together or have worked together on something. And what do you know? Adam Hughes did a variant cover of J. Scott Campbell, Danger Girl, of course, and I was like, I should have them both sign this. Unfortunately, the facilitator I used did not do what I asked, so they only had Adam Hughes sign it, and which is fine, you know, it's cool. I'm not complaining. Not the biggest Danger Girl fan. I kind of just wanted to get this for the dual signatures, but since I wasn't able to get that, this book is just kind of like, eh. I do like that Danger Girl here saying AH, which is basically Adam Hughes' signature. I have to say, I am very entertained by the placement of Adam Hughes' signature. I think it's typical. I think it's hilarious. I don't know where else he would have signed it, since he was using a black marker. Had he used, I guess he could have signed up here. But if he used like gold or silver, I would have said here. But yeah, makes sense to sign it right on the bust, you know? So, yeah. So, I guess I'll keep this, you know? If someone wants to buy this from me, let me know. Maybe I'll trade it. But, yeah. All right, next up is a pretty cool book. This is Captain America 392 from 1991. It's not really any significance to this book. Two things to note. It says Endgame on it, so that's kind of cool. Little nod to Avengers Endgame. I wonder if the Russo brothers or whoever had said like, hey, this said Endgame on it. Maybe you know, I really doubt that that's what they were referencing, but I just thought it was a cool little thing. But what really makes this book awesome is that it is a quadruple cover. So let me backtrack. Sometimes a comic book can have a printing error where it will slap on 4 copies of the cover, or multiple copies of the cover. So there's double covers, triple covers. This one's quadruple, so that means there are 4 front and back covers to this comic. This is the only quadruple cover I own. And the way CGC grades quadruple covers is that each cover gets its own grade, and then whichever cover has the highest grade is what the grade of the book overall will be. And so, as you can see, all 4 covers got a 9.6, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I have a quadruple cover at a 9.6. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, I just noticed that each hand is like a different character here. You got like Doctor Doom, you got Spider-Man, you got the Lizard, and you got Sabretooth? Huh. It's a very unusual grouping of characters. And then just some regular person. Huh. Oh, and they're all holding... Oh, wait. Never mind. Lizard's not one of the cards here. But anyway, that's cool. But yeah, I got this at Silicon Valley, I believe. No. Was it Silicon Valley? Yeah, one of the two. From one of my go-to local vendors. And he held this for me and was like, you want this? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. Yeah, I went through a phase where I was like super thirsty for these printing error type comics. I was like, oh, I'll get every double cover I can find. every triple cover. And you know, double covers aren't that they're not very frequent, not very common. And then triple covers are even more rare. And then quadruple, I've never seen another quadruple cover anywhere else. So yeah, pretty excited to own this, and I will be keeping it. All right, next up is a really cool book. This is Lady Rawhide #1 from Topps Comics. I don't know anything about Lady Rawhide, but I am a huge fan of Julie Bell, who I said earlier did a lot of Marvel cards. And this is the only Julie Bell signed anything I have. And yeah, I would love to have her sign a Marvel cover at some point, but I will take this. She's known for her very realistic, I guess, fantasy type painting style, and she's very good. Yeah, she's very good. So yeah, I'm very excited to have this signed by her, and I would love to get a Boris Vallejo at some point on a Marvel book, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited to have this, and it's 9/8. This was signed back in 2012. Man, it was a long time ago. But yeah, I love this cover. All right, next up is for all you Golden Age fans out there. This is Captain America 72, one of the creepier, more horror-themed covers. This is, who's the cover artist? Gene Colan? Oh no, Sid Shores and Al Vizin, who've done actually quite a few Captain America covers from this era. This is in a CBCS slab. I don't have too many CBCSs. I don't really mind the brand of slab. If it means it's cheaper, I will take it. Even if it's a low grade 1.5, slightly brittle. So yeah, there was definitely another copy like this in a CGC slab, and it was going for like $500 more, and I was like, no, I'll take the CBCS. No problem there. It's definitely not in the best condition, but the colors are really good. Colors and detail, nothing really missing here. Nothing of importance. Just really love this sort of like nightmarish theme cover here with the red background, or red border, I guess. So yeah, really cool. Hard to find, glad to have it. All right, next up is Marvel Zombies #1, signed by Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead, and Arthur Soydam, Zombie King. King of the Zombies. Yeah, I'm very excited to see if Marvel will take the risk and do a Marvel Zombies movie at some point. I really think they will. My prediction is that if Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness hits $1 billion, they will let Sam Raimi do a Marvel Zombies movie. That will be his next project. That is my prediction. 9/6. This is third printing. This is an older slab, as you can tell. The exposed label at the top, and just the plastic's definitely sounds and feels flimsier. Yeah, not the biggest Marvel Zombies fan, but this cover I thought was really cool. Sort of an homage to ASM 50. Is that right? Yep. Oh, it's a cover swipe. Cover swipe. I guess it's a cover swipe because the artist does not give you credit. Is that how that works? It's a swipe if you don't give credit. But yeah, anyway, I thought it was a cool cover. And it's always nice to get dual signatures, especially from two zombie enthusiasts. All right, so these last few are my oversized slabs or my magazine size slabs. And this one, man, this one's huge. This is Marvel Mania Monthly Magazine #2, published by Marvel Mania International from 1970. Let's see. This is a Barry Smith cover, and as you can see, it says a Steve Ditko back cover. So obviously we have we got Conan, and I don't know who that is. I don't think that's Red Sonja or anything, but is that Conan? I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if that is Conan. It might be the Barbarian, probably. But what was really cool about this magazine is that on the back is the unused Steve Ditko Amazing Fantasy #15 cover of the first appearance of Spider-Man. Now, to my knowledge, this is the first time that this was printed anywhere, and it was used as a pinup. And I think this is this even in? I think this magazine is actually published in the UK. Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, this is the first time that Steve Ditko's unused cover was printed anywhere else. And I mean, you've seen this already. They actually, I think, reprinted this for ASM 700 or 800. I can't remember which one it was, but that one's going for way too much money, and this was like only like $100. So I was like, yeah, I'll get that. You know, I'll get it. And I like having sort of something that has like historical significance, and this is definitely that for sure. This always looks like Aunt May to me. That might even be a man. That might actually be Stan Lee. But yeah, just really cool to see it, you know, in its original form before it got all colored and digitized and stuff. But yeah, just nice to have a piece of history. This is definitely in one of the older slabs. This is like a really thick slab. But yeah, really cool. I'm really glad to own this. Next up is the Mighty World of Marvel #2. This, I think, is definitely, this was published in the UK for sure. Actually, I think the Marvel Mania magazine is a US publishing, so that was my mistake. Oops, that was my mistake. But this one's cool. You know, it's nice to see what art looks like in other countries of characters that you've seen. And what's cool about this one is on the back is the colored version of Steve Ditko's original unused AF-15 cover for Spider-Man. Yeah, just really, really cool. It's nice to see that black and white now in color. And yeah, it's just really cool to have. Let me pull up there are actually some differences here. You can tell that the text bubbles are gone. The Amazing Fantasy is gone. So they did make some changes. But yeah, it's just cool to have these side by side, you know. Yeah, just nice to have a piece of history. All right, next up is one of the earlier, when I was just getting to CGC and kind of signatures and all that stuff. This was one of those books that I submitted. Didn't really know what I was doing. This is Foom #3 from 1973. I I learned that this is a John Romita cover, but you'll notice that it is signed by Jim Steranko. I don't know why I had him sign that. I mean, Jim Steranko wrote some stuff, but John Romita did the cover, and I mainly bought this because of the cover. And I paid almost nothing for this. As you can tell, it has like coffee stains on here. At least I hope that's coffee stain, not like dried blood or something. But I thought this cover was hilarious. It's kind of one of those Infinity covers where it's like Spider-Man's reading a magazine with him on it and so on and so forth. I thought it was hilarious. I really love the placement of Steranko's signature right there. Would love to get John Romita sign here. Would have been great to get Stanley to sign that. Yeah. What's on the back? Oh, yeah, I guess these magazines I used to mail to you. And luckily this one didn't have the mailing label on here. Yeah, it's really cool. Just love the bright red. It's the color quality is still pretty good. The condition of the colors and the lines is still pretty impressive from the 70s. So yeah, love this cover. So just to give you an idea of how big these magazine slabs are, so here's a golden age. I'm gonna put them together. I can't even, so here is a golden age comic book next to a magazine slab. Like you can tell the size difference here. And holding these two together is really heavy. So you can tell the thickness of a golden age next to a magazine's size slab. There's definitely a difference. So I only have like a handful of Foom magazines. And this one was one that I wanted to get just because it was cool and I love the X-Men. This is Foom number 10. This is probably one of the most sought after issues because some say it's the first appearance of Wolverine. Or I take it back, the first appearance of the new X-Men. So this actually predates Giant Size X-Men. I think it says right there. Predates Giant Size X-Men number 1 and X-Men 94. The only reason why I own this is because it is missing the centerfold, which has them in it. So really, I only have this cover with them on it. As you can tell, there's the mailing label here. But yeah, this is really hard to get. And I did not spend as much money as this is being priced on eBay, that's for sure. 2 reasons. 1, it's incomplete. 2, it's a green label. And that's really enough to knock this down to a price that I can afford. So yeah, I know I'm never gonna be able to afford Giant Size X-Men number 1, so next best thing was this one, which I enjoy more. All right, so last but not least is, this is The Mighty World of Marvel 198. I believe this is a UK magazine. This is my Hulk 181. But the great thing about this is that it is using art with Herb Trimpe's original Hulk drawing, not the edited John Romita head. So the way the legend goes, and I think it's true, is that this was the original piece that Herb Trimpe did. This is the original art. Stanley thought that Wolverine was just looking too. He looked like he was kicking the Hulk's butt. Like the Hulk, it looked like the Hulk wasn't putting up a fight, right? And so basically, Stanley told John Romita to change the Hulk's face to look more aggressive and look more like he's in the fight. And so he only changed his head, left everything else the same, but altered the head. And so, yeah, This is the original art for Hulk 181, unedited. And I thought that was so cool. You know, I like little history, things like that. And I'm never gonna be able to afford, you know, the US version of Hulk 181, but I would pay about 50 to 100 bucks for the UK magazine with the same art. I'll take it. I'm okay with that. So yeah, there you go. Those are all my slabs. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Yeah. Cool.